We have been discussing the key investing themes for 2021, and in this part 2 edition of the same we are going to be discussing the housing theme. Now, housing is an evergreen theme and a pet of every government. Housing segment has been a constant focus, but despite that, housing in India is far from adequate. The government has accordingly prioritized Housing for All by 2022 and is rightly firing on all the cylinders to boost the housing growth. Now, incentives have been given to all the constituents, be it developers with higher FSI and tax benefit, also to home loan borrowers with subsidy and the lower interest rates, and the lenders with infrastructure status to affordable housing, priority sector tag, lower risk weights, etc. Now, post the COVID-triggered price correction in the real estate sector, there has been an impressive pickup in the secondary housing sales, especially from the first-time home buyers owing to increased affordability. Now, the push for rural housing, the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Grameen, is being complemented by a cohesive set of schemes such as Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, that's clean cooking gas fuel, and Nal Se Jal piped water for all to enhance the housing infrastructure across the Tier 3 and Tier 4 towns. Now, on the other hand, the urban housing segment is also making a strong comeback due to its policy reforms, such as reduction in the stamp duties and also the advanced execution of products and projects under the Smart Cities mission. Now, despite the fiscal constraints, we do expect higher focus and disbursals in the coming months as the government may rush to achieve its target as well. Now, the government's push is also likely as the economic growth has quite plummeted and housing has linkages with over 20 plus other sectors and subsectors and can definitely aid in fueling employment there. For instance, housing is a key driver for the cement stocks as it contributes around 60% of cement demand. ACC, Ambuja Cement, Heidelberg Cement and Star Cement are some of the key stocks that can really benefit from this key theme in 2021. Now, housing will also remain the engine of economic growth because of its high yield on the invested resources. Now, many sub-segments like say paint, tile, sanitary ware, light electricals, hardware, accessories, etc. thrive when housing activities take an upswing. Now, Asian Paints, Berger Paints benefit when the housing activity resumes. Also, demand for sanitary ware positively impacts Cera and HSIL, Kajaria and Somani Ceramics as well. Now, Havells and Crompton Greaves, also Polycab Wires, benefit from improving demand for electricals. Also, when you see Century Ply and Green Ply and Astral Poly and Finolex Pipes, they all benefit from the demand in the other hardware as well as the interior sectors. Now, while the share of unorganized players is higher in many of these segments, thanks to premiumization, brand building and also expanding the distribution reach, the large listed players stand to benefit from overall housing demand. Now, building material and steel companies also stand to benefit under this theme. When you talk about Tata Steel, SAIL, JSW Steel, all of them can be kept on the radar in the upcoming year. Also, with the rise in demand for housing, the finance companies definitely benefit as well. Under this, the investors can keep an eye on HDFC, LIC Housing Finance, Aavas Financials and also the Repco Home Finance stock. Now, the economic impact of housing does not really end when a home is built. In fact, housing continues to be an economic force long after the construction through activities such as furnishing, decorating, remodeling of rooms, repairs, extensions, also property alterations, etc. give rise to even the replacement demand, and all of this will again be on the radar in 2021.